why go from a Puerto Rican one to an Italian one?
Because I don't look it. People always say, you don't look Puerto Rican, you don't look Puerto Rican, but I am.
So you figured you looked Italian?
No, I wanted to become somebody new, so I became Paul Samardo.
Why did you want to become someone new, Paul?
Why? Well, I'm not exactly proud of my past.
Who is? That's what the word means, Paul. Past.
Yeah, that might be easier.
Hey, wait a minute. What made you start dancing? Your parents?
No, what do Puerto Ricans know about theater? Now they have Channel 47, then they didn't have anything. But my father loved movies. He used to take us all the time. He worked nights, and he'd come home and he'd take us out to 42nd Street. We'd come out of one movie and go right to another, and another movie, and I don't know why, but I like the musicals.
How old were you?
7 or 8.
On 42nd Street.
Yeah, it was a trip.
Go on.
Well, I'd have to move down front, because I couldn't see anything. I wear contacts now. And I moved down front, and these strange men would come and sit beside me and play with me. And I never told anyone because, well, I guess it didn't really matter.
Why didn't it matter at all?
Why? Well,
Look, Paul. If this is too rough for you, I mean, I have your picture and resume.
no. Okay. From seeing all those movie musicals, I used to go dancing around in the street. And I get caught all the time. God, it was embarrassing. I was always being Sid Charisse, which I really didn't understand because I always wanted to be an actor. I mean, I really wanted to perform. Well, once my cousin said to me, "You'll never be an actor," and I knew she was telling me this because I was such a sissy. I mean, I was terribly effeminate. I always knew I was gay. That didn't bother me. What bothered me was that I didn't know how to be a man. Well, one day I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, "You're 14 years old and you're a faggot. What are you going to do with your life?" By that time, I was in Cardinal Hayes High School. There were 3,000 boys there. I had no protection anymore. No homeroom where I could be funny and charming with the tough guys so they'd fight my battles for me. And my grades got so bad. Even if I knew the answers to questions, I wouldn't raise my hand because I would be afraid they would laugh at me. They'd even whistle at me in the halls. God, it was awful. Just awful. Finally, I went down to the principal's office and I said, "I'm a homosexual." Well, that was at a Catholic high school at around 1966, and at the age of 15, you just didn't say that. And he said, "Would you like to see a psychologist?" I did. And he said, "I think you're very well adjusted for your age, and I think you should quit school." So I did. But I really didn't want to. I mean, I couldn't take it anymore. See, what I was doing when I quit school was trying to figure out who I was and how to be a man. You know, there are a lot of people in this world who don't know how to be men. And since then, I figured out that I am one. I was just looking for the wrong thing. I was trying to figure out how to be butch. Well, anyway, I started hanging around 72nd Street, meeting all these really strange people, just trying to make friends with people who were like me so I'd understand what it was that I was. Well, anyway, somebody told me they were looking for male dancers for the Jewel Box Review. You know, the drag show. So I go down to audition, and they say to me, "You're too short to be a boy. Would you like to be a pony?" I said, "What's that?" "A girl." Well, what do I have to do? "Show us your legs." My legs, but I have hair on my legs. And that's okay, come on upstairs. So they brought me upstairs and they hiked up my dungarees and put on a pair of nylon stockings and high heels. It was freaky. It was incredible. Well, they brought me back downstairs and they said, "Oh, well, you have wonderful legs." Really? Terrific. Well, I was in show business. It was the asshole of show business. But it was a job, nothing to brag about. I had friends. But after a while, it was just so demeaning. I don't know, I think it was the complete lack of dignity that got to me, but I left. I muddled around for a little bit. I worked as an office boy and a waiter, but without a good education, you can't get a good job. So when the Jewel Box called me and asked me if I'd come back, I went. Well, we were playing the Apollo Theater on 125th Street, doing 4 shows a day and a movie. It was really tacky. But the show was going to go to Chicago, and my parents wanted to, say goodbye and drop off my luggage at the theater after the show. Well, we were doing this Oriental number where I looked like Anna May Wong. I mean, I had these 2 great big chrysanthemums on either side of my head, and this huge headdress with gold balls hanging all over it, and I was going on for the finale, and heading down the stairs when who should I see standing by the stage door? My parents. They got there too early. I freaked. I did not know what to do. I thought to myself, I know, I'll just walk quickly by them like everyone else, and they'll never recognize me. So I took a deep breath, and I started down the stairs, and just as I passed my mother, I heard her say, "Oh my God." I died. What could I do? I had to go on for the finale, so I just kept going. Well, after the show, I went back to my dressing room, and when I was finished dressing and taking my makeup off, I went back downstairs. There they were, standing in the middle of all these. And all they said to me was, "Please write, make sure you eat, and take care of yourself." And just before my parents left, my father turned to the producer and said, "Please take care of my son." And that was the first time he ever called me that. I